and welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Table podcast with Roberta. I am your host, Roberta Axson, and I am so honored that you decided to return to the table with me for another episode, another table talk. So let's get into it. Today's episode is entitled, "The Fragrance of Forgiveness is Forgetting." The fragrance of forgiveness is forgetting. Now, I know. We hear the world tell us, I will forgive you, but I will not forget what you did. But does God do that? Does He remember what we did or did not do? So forgiveness is and will be a recurring topic, just so that you know, on the Beyond the Table podcast. This is an anchor in my life in becoming a whole as well as a healed person. I don't want to remain in an emotional or mental bondage with anybody or any situation from my past. So I understand the importance of being willing to do the work for ourselves, on ourselves, and for the ones we love. Because we know, or we may know someone who won't forgive and lives with that hardened heart. And who wants that? Who wants their heart to be bitter and hardened toward anybody? Because guess what? Or unforgiveness, it will affect your health. It can affect your health through stress, unstable emotions, your sleep quality, digestive, as well as cardiovascular functions of your body. And that's just to name a few. I really didn't have time to do the research, but this is just based on me witnessing some of this as a healthcare professional at the bedside and witnessing the impact of the estranged relationships with people when they did not release the people that hurt them or harmed them. They held themselves in that bondage, and it wasn't good for their health. So I just want to make sure that I started out sharing that it is not worth it. And sometimes the restoration of the relationship is not the priority. It's the fact of not holding on to a bag of bitterness toward anyone, and that includes ourselves. It is the decision. Forgiveness is the decision to will our emotions, our entire body, our entire existence to the freedom of forgiveness, because there is such a level of freedom when we forgive, when we choose, when we make the decision to do. We will no longer carry the staleness of the old letdowns. Because remember, those things have passed away, but we're still keeping it. No one wants to be locked into their past with those old letdowns, those old hurts and disappointment of people, and sometimes even ourselves. I've been there. I've been there, family, and it did not feel good. I am so grateful to be free from being in bondage of my past. I no longer carry unforgiveness or fragrance of unforgiveness. I carry the fragrance of not just forgiveness, but forgetting. It feels good to not remember because it's not important anymore. So I allowed myself to let go of everything that hindered me from being what I needed to be, who I was born to be. And so although sometimes the capacity to cope sometimes hinders us because distractions will come, suppressions basically are two methods that we sometimes use. If I don't think about it, or if I overcompensate in this area, then I don't have to really think about what was done to me. But I say face it. Face it, not embrace it. There's a difference between facing and embracing. Facing means I acknowledge. I don't agree, but I acknowledge. Embracing means I accept. I don't accept, but I will acknowledge. So my fragrance of forgiveness through my forgetting and allowing those things no longer to dictate or to destroy my destiny, my purpose, my greatness in the earth, I had to be intentional. I had to be intentional every day of my life, every moment that the triggers were there of unforgiveness, when it would resurface, when I felt that I had forgiven the person or situations, I had to be intentional. And I continue to be intentional. So it's important that we learn that we learn that early and we do it often. So family, I leave you with a question, a few questions today actually. Do you want revenge or would you like release? Would you like revenge or would you like release? And my second question to you, what is it benefiting you and the other person from your unforgiveness prison sentence? Just think about that. Those are the questions I really want you to think about. There are professionals to help us walk through challenges, but we must get the tools and do the work ourselves. We got to do the work. We have to show up and we have to do the work if we want the results, if we want to see the results for forgiving and releasing people. Let's say this declaration. Let's say this declaration. I choose to live in forgiveness because it is the only fragrance for me. I choose to live in forgiveness because it is the only fragrance for me. That's all I have for you, family, for this episode. Join us next month when we will be sharing the importance of a family legacy, a letter for Granny. Until next time, I will save your seat because this table is for you. If you were blessed by this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment for more.